In this video, I'd like to discuss some of the main reasons why a person may want to practice Qigong. Hi, I'm Jeff Chand, acupuncturist, practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine and Qigong instructor. I absolutely love the fact that there are so many different ways that we can help ourselves stay healthy or return back to a state of health. Everything is valuable in its own way, and I really encourage people to explore different things, try different things, and find exactly what works for you. That's the main idea, is to find your way. Qigong practice can be extremely helpful for anybody. It could be a major part of the Qigong or the healing journey, and it could be just a very small part working with everything else that you do. For whatever the role it takes, I really do think it's important, and it can be just so useful for everybody to practice. In this video, I do want to talk a little bit about some of the reasons why people will practice, because sometimes we just don't even know why would we practice. So here are a few different reasons in no particular order. One of the main reasons to practice Qigong is for our underlying root energy. We need energy for everything that we do, whether it's just being alive, so we need to cook and clean and maintain our life. We need energy for that. We need energy for the work that we do, for our relationships, our friendships, our community. And we also need energy for the things that interest us, our hobbies, or just things that we're curious about. We need energy for everything. So Qigong practice is a very nice, natural, and easy way to build our root energy, so we have sustained energy throughout the day without needing caffeine or tea or coffee or other kinds of stimulants. And we can always tap into more energy when we need it. Sometimes we can feel fine, then middle of the day we start to find ourselves fading away. So Qigong practice is a really good way to build our energy so we can sustain ourselves throughout the entire day. Another reason to practice Qigong is for flexibility and mobility. Mobility is our ability to be able to be mobile and move around, pick up things from the ground, walk up stairs, twist and turn and move around comfortably. That's how well our body is moving. Flexibility is how well are our muscles moving. What kind of range of motion do we have in our muscles? So naturally, over time, lots of people do lose both those aspects, flexibility and mobility. So Qigong practice with its nice, slow types of movements is really good to help increase mobility and also gently increase flexibility. Depending on your approach and the style of Qigong practice, it may or may not drastically improve the flexibility, but some practices really can focus on flexibility. But the mobility aspect of it is always very much improved by Qigong practice. Next reason to practice is better balance and coordination. Sometimes people really don't have very good balance or spatial awareness in their body. The reason it's not very good is because they don't practice it, they don't use it. If you're playing some sort of sport and you're active, then you're going to be using your balance and coordination quite a bit. But if we don't use it, then we stop being able to tune into it. So Qigong practice, with some of its movements where you have to coordinate your body, you have to really think at first. Okay, move this leg and that arm in this sort of way. And it's a really good challenge physically and mentally. But over time, it gets easier and easier, and we become more coordinated and have more balance in our everyday life. Next reason to practice is physical tension. Lots of times people have a lot of tension in the body. The neck, the shoulders, the face, the jaw, the low back, the hands, anywhere in the body. Stress causes a lot of different problems in our physical body. Too much tension reduces our mobility, reduces our coordination, reduces our ability to navigate within the world. So tension and stress in the body is something we need to practice releasing. Some people have a lot of stress, some people don't have very much, but it's a good practice just to always relax and find ways of relaxing the body. Next reason to practice is supporting the health. So lots of times we are diagnosed with some sort of health condition, asthma or allergies or digestive problems or things that your doctor would diagnose you with. And other times we have some sort of physical symptoms, but they haven't been diagnosed with anything and they're not really that severe, but it does affect us. So perhaps we don't have any allergies, but we eat something and it feels like, oh no, I just don't feel like I have good digestion anymore. So Qigong practice can help support your body and all of its functions very naturally. Just by breathing, moving, intentionally relaxing the body, this can actually help support the function of every single system in the body. The next reason, which is kind of related to this, is supporting chronic conditions. Perhaps you know you have a chronic condition that's probably going to be there for a long period of time, and we need to actively work to kind of bring that into balance. Qigong practice can really help support the body, support everything else that you're doing to try to balance any kind of chronic conditions. In some cases, we have the physical condition that's affecting us. We will also have the emotions and the stress and the energy required just to deal with these physical conditions. So Qigong practice can help give us that energy that we need to deal with our chronic conditions. Now, we spoke about how Qigong can help for physical tension, but it can also help with mental, emotional tension as well. This is a factor that probably affects everybody, maybe to some degree, having a lot of mental, emotional stress and tension. So we need strategies, a variety of strategies to help release stress and tension. So Qigong practice with this nice, gentle movements, we're connecting with the body, we're connecting to the present moment, we're connecting with our senses, and that actually kind of brings us back to our senses, and it helps us release that tension and that stress that we're feeling. Sometimes we just need to remind ourselves, let go of that tension. That's it. That's all we need to do. Remind ourselves. Come back to a state of relaxation and calm. And when we do that in our Qigong practice, then that might be just enough. But perhaps we need to focus a little bit more on certain areas, and Qigong practice can definitely help release tension that we know that we have, and also tension we don't know that we have. The next thing it can help with is mental clarity. This is something over the last few years I've really seen the need for, to help improve our focus and our mental clarity. With all the information that's out there, everywhere you go, it's really easy for our minds to get overwhelmed. So Qigong practice can help everything sort of settle so that way we can see clearly. It's almost like we have too many thoughts and those are like clouds. And when we sit and be patient, we breathe, we get our qi moving, eventually the clouds start to part and then we can see clearly, we can see the sun shining in. So having mental clarity and being able to focus on a task is really helpful, and it's something that Qigong can really help with. The next thing Qigong can help with is improving our sense of resilience. Now this is an interesting topic and idea, and there's a lot to it. But sometimes we feel like there's all these things happening out there in the world or around us, and I feel like I want to get rid of all of that. That's good. That's a good strategy. But sometimes we can't always do that. So what do we do in those situations? Well, we need to improve our own sense of resilience. So we're not going to change anything out there, but we're going to change ourselves. We're going to find our own inner strength, our own robustness, our own whatever we want to call it. Resilience is a good word because we're not trying to change anything out there. We're just trying to improve our reactions and our response to whatever we're experiencing. So resilience is something that we naturally learn through our Qigong practice. There are a few lifestyle benefits we can experience through Qigong as well, one of them being work-life balance. Now this is a term that we've heard about in the last few years, the idea that we don't want to work too much, we want to be able to live our life. But we also want to be efficient with the work that we're doing and not become too inefficient in the time that we're spending working. So what we need to do is have some resets where maybe we go for a walk, we go for a little jog, bounce up and down, maybe take a little rest, or do something, play a fun game with coworkers, or change your mindset. All these kind of things help with work-life balance. Qigong practice is a really, really good tool to use. Personally, I like to use it when I'm working in the clinic and I just feel like, okay, I need to just balance myself a little bit. Just 5 minutes of Qigong practice and I feel like, okay, it's morning, I'm ready to go again. So work-life balance is a really good reason to practice Qigong as well. Now, depending on how you practice, Qigong can also help create a sense of community. So this is where you're practicing with other people, you're in the flow, you're feeling your qi moving smoothly, and you happen to be doing that with some people with you. And that's really nice. Sometimes you're a little bit distracted, but somebody else is in the zone, and that helps you come back to your center. The final couple of reasons we can practice Qigong is from a qi or an energy level. Now, Qi can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, and it's roughly translated as our energy or our spirit or what we feel or that vibration. There's so many different ways to explain it or translate it. But really, I think you get a sense of what is Qi, what is your energy. So we can practice Qigong to help our overall vibration and energy. What this can do is we can help kind of connect with our source energy. What's important to us? Where do we feel like our root energy is coming from? What's important? Who are we? Who are we when we are not distracted by the world around us? This is what we're working on the Qi level. So Qigong practice can definitely help reconnect to our source and our Qi level energy. Now, it's hard to kind of explain it. There's so many different ways to explain it and different pathways to get there. But really the sense of creating a little bit of time to calm our mind, relax the body, be in the present moment, and connect to that Qi level, our source energy, it's a really, really valuable thing to do. If we do it one time a year, that's good. If we do this every day, it's completely transformative. And the final reason to practice Qigong out of all these different reasons is to find a sense of flow. Qigong practice is largely focused on creating flow. This is when the Qi is moving smoothly throughout the body, inside the body, in the meridians, in the soft tissue, and even around us. The Qi is moving smoothly within the world and within our connections and the people that we know. And we even just get this sense of flow throughout our life. We're going to our work and, oh, there's a traffic jam. It's okay, we're fine with it. We can flow with it. Or you're really in a rush and somebody wants to talk to you. It's okay, I can flow with it. Something's going your way and something changes, and then that's okay, you can flow with it. So finding a sense of flow is actually a really, really good reason to practice Qigong, if not one of the most important ones. If we find flow during our Qigong practice, that can actually create all the different reasons that we mentioned before. It can create all these positive effects without even thinking about it. So I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Why do you practice Qigong? Is it one of these reasons that we mentioned, or is it something else? I love hearing and learning from you. So whatever the reason that you might have, just practice. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 minute, just pretend. Just practice and bring Qigong into your life and see how it will help shift things in a positive direction. I really want to encourage so many people to practice because we can help ourselves quite a bit. We can use help around us, which is great, but we can also help ourselves quite significantly. We just have to remind ourselves. We just have to stop, create that time, create that space, and let our Qi flow. I hope these ideas were helpful and there was something useful to you. Again, leave a little comment in the section below, and I hope your Qi is moving smoothly and abundantly, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
If you've enjoyed this style of Qigong, please come join the Communi-Qi for a wide variety of Qigong routines that's ideal for beginners or if you already have some experience. The Communi-Qi has convenient, simple Qigong practices that are safe, gentle, and effective to help you feel healthy and full of vitality. Come join us today. If you haven't already, be sure to sign up for our newsletter in the link below so we can notify you when we release new YouTube videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.